Hey guys, so I'm using a different camera because I've done goofed and misplaced my card reader. So this is a new thing. Anyway, I thought I would just wait. I'm trying to get a good angle with it because it's literally my phone balancing. So anyway, I wanted to comment on this. A lot of people have made videos about it, so I'm not going to go into the points that they've gone into. But there was one point that really pissed me off because the person who made it in Parliament, he kind of said something along the lines of how Aboriginals are more likely to die compared to Caucasians, which is true, which is fine. That's fine. But the thing that he's decided to leave out is the reasons why Aboriginals tend to die more than Caucasians in Australia. So the 20% reason of why they die is lung cancer being the most common causes of such deaths. Now, obviously, there will be the occasional who just happen to get lung cancer for getting lung cancer, but we know smoking is a leading cause to lung cancer, and smoking is also very prominent in Aboriginal people. Not all Aboriginals, of course, but you've got to take that into account, that if they're excessively smoking, that could be part of it, okay? So the next leading cause is external causes of injury and poisoning. So there is a significant population of Aboriginal people who do get drunk occasionally and do have liquids that they shouldn't be drinking. And I'm not saying all, but there are enough people to possibly cater to that statistic because that could come into play. Now, endocrine, metabolic and nutritional disorders are at 9.1%. And yes, that could be naturally caused, but that also could be due to environment in terms of diet, in terms of like the amount that they're drinking and stuff like that, because alcohol can do a lot of detrimental things to your body. And so that could in turn be related to that. Respiratory diseases, again, could be related to all those things, and same with digestive diseases, which is a 5.6%. So out of all of this, it is, sad to see, but rather like my personal belief is that if we bring Caucasian people down because of these issues, rather than addressing these issues, then that's the problem. Because maybe they should have more facilities for making Aboriginal people more aware that these things could happen if they partake in these actions. So Aboriginal people, approximately 65% of Aboriginal people tend to die before the age of 65. So non-Indigenous people tend to have a 19%. So non-Caucasian people tend to have a 19% of death rate compared to an Aboriginal percentage of 65. And that goes to show that either A, the government is saying that there's something wrong in their DNA, or B, the government is saying that there's something wrong in their environment and upbringing. And realistically, wouldn't it be better to, I don't know, address these issues rather than bringing down an entire another race? Because, so, for instance, Indigenous people, 25% have some kind of cardiovascular disease, 19% have some kind of cancer, which ironically, non-Indigenous people have higher numbers in that, which is 32% in non-Indigenous for cardiovascular disease and 29% for, you know, your cancer. Indigenous people have 15.2% of external causes, and non-Indigenous, so that would be everybody else, so Caucasians, Asians, Spanish, 6.1%. So Indigenous have 9.1% of endocrine, metabolic and nutritional disorders, and non-Indigenous have 3.8. So respiratory diseases are 7.6 in Indigenous and 8.4 in non-Indigenous. So digestive diseases have approximately 5.6 in Indigenous and 3.4 in non-Indigenous, which is not that different. So if you look at other causes, 17.2 in Indigenous and 16.3. So to me, this is related to environmental issues potentially. Because, you know, if you look at it, like all of the different graphs that this page, which I will link down below, share, seem to indicate stuff to do with environment. So you can easily read this. This is a government page that I'm using again. So this is their statistics. And so they don't have the excuse where they can say, hey, we didn't know about these statistics, because it's literally theirs. I just think that it is a sad situation that Indigenous people do go through these things, but it's not a case of people being handed the lottery ticket, except for the terms of certain Indigenous people have been born into a bad environment. And I'm not saying that all of them have been, because obviously there are people who are well off that are Indigenous, but there are people out there that I've actually, because I used to live across the road from an Indigenous school, and so I have had my fair share of experiences. I used to be attacked for being white a lot and for having gay friends by Indigenous people, but I would never, those guys were just assholes. They don't represent the entire population of Aboriginal. So I personally feel that the government keeps trying to push this whole fashionable, it's not okay to be white thing, because they're like, oh, like you guys have the lottery, blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily. There are plenty of reasons why people in these situations are there, and it could be helped by a government hand, but it's not. And obviously there has to be a line, because we don't want any rabbit-proof fence going on again, but it's a case of education. Like, maybe make sure that these people have the right to the education that allows them to know that this stuff is harmful, rather than doing things like forcing them out of their homes, rather than doing things like saying, oh, no, Aboriginal people are so poor off. It's like, how is that helpful? That doesn't fix the problem. That just makes a bunch of people feel shit about themselves because of how the fuck they were born. Like, I didn't get to choose that I was white. I do like being white, not because of social standing and all that, but because I can have more fun with makeup. I find that if I want to draw on my face, yeah. But, like, it's fucking shit, because we end up having to go and sit there and listen to people go, it's not okay to be white, it's okay to be black, it's okay to be Asian, but you're a racist if you're proud of being Caucasian. Like, seriously, how is that okay? And I'm getting pissed off, because it's like, well, like, these people who are saying that it's not okay to be white, that are from other races, you guys should know how it feels to be told that your race is not okay. So why the fuck would you impose that on other people? And I think it's important, because it makes people get upset. Like, you know what? If I see other people say it's okay to be black, but then start saying, oh, you're a racist if you say it's okay to be white, I don't give a fuck about white supremacists and how they use that thing. We all know that it actually came from 4chan, if you guys actually browsed it, seriously. But it's okay to be white. It is. And it's okay to be black. It's okay to be Asian. It's okay to have, like, some weird freckles on your elbow. Like, seriously, it's okay if you're the freaking Elephant Man. It doesn't mean that you are a racist if you're happy with the skin that you're in. And I think that everybody has the right to be happy with the skin that they're in. And I don't think that anybody should shame anybody else for what their skin looks like. Anyway, I guess that's my little rant. Sorry about the camera again, and sorry if I look weird, but, you know, we're gonna go with it. And I'm also sorry about all the stuff I'm moving around in this room. I know it keeps changing, but yeah, okay. That's that. I will upload this later, and I don't even know if I'm gonna bother editing it because I'm lazy. Okay, bye.